So DaBaby dropped his first mixtape since 2022 with him dropping How the F Is This a Mixtape? Let's just say, this is mid. So for this album or mixtape, I'm just gonna say album, we got two singles with Did It and Can't Keep Keisha, with Did It being mid and Can't Keep Keisha being pretty solid in my opinion. There's 14 songs on this album and there's probably 6 songs that are good and the rest are mid or arse. My favourite song on this album would be Give Me a Reason. He was literally one of the biggest rappers of 2020 and then he just fell off a year later. How does that happen? Now no one talks about him. But with his last album in 2022, it sold 20k first week. Now this album is probably going to sell 10k first week. This is underground numbers, below underground. I think we can all agree that DaBaby fell off though. But going back to this album with it being mid, most songs are mainly talking about fucking and having sex. This is some freaky NLE Chopper type shit, what the fuck? And NLE Chopper literally dropped a project the same day called Season with most of the singles already being released. But still, it dropped the same day and I'm not even gonna listen to it. I've already heard some singles, but I'm not listening to the full album. But DaBaby would talk about sex the same amount of times NLE Chopper would on his last album. When I was reacting to this DaBaby album, I was literally getting bored of it and started skipping through songs, while I was on tracks 12 to 13. Cause this shit is just boring as fuck. I don't know how DaBaby can literally be one of the biggest rappers of 2020 and then fall the fuck off 1 year later, 2 years later, and no one talk about him. How does that happen? DaBaby would also say some questionable lyrics on this album. In one of the songs he would say, I'm the best rapper from my era. And I'm like, no you're not. What about Juice, Uzi, X, Cardi? They're literally the best rappers from this generation in my opinion. And there's so many rappers better than DaBaby from his generation or era. I hate being the one to hate on an album or put out negativity, but if I don't fuck with an album, then I'ma say it. And I also want to post videos on different rappers and, if it's an album review and the album is mid, then I'ma say it's mid. I'm not gonna glaze some shit. Pause. But I don't know where I see DaBaby in a year or two. I don't think he'll ever have the comeback in my opinion. And I feel like most people have forgotten about him or don't care about his music anymore. I'm surprised he's still signed to a label though. I don't know if he got re-signed or something, but if he did, the label for sure ain't making a profit out of him. I also wish there was features on this album, but at the same time I don't know who would sound good on a song of DaBaby in 2024. This album also just feels very bland to me, nothing crazy happens throughout the whole album. No major switch up, no major different styles and flows. Like I said, there's only one hype song that I fucks with a lot and all the other songs were just average and decent. Overall, I feel like DaBaby didn't try that much for this album and it was just a lazy album just to release and put out. But I don't know. If DaBaby does go on tour, I would want to know how much people actually go to his concert, because I remember a year or two ago, he was going on tour and then he was selling buy one get one free tickets and I'm like, what the fuck? But man, I don't know if I would want to see DaBaby live. Maybe if it was at a festival, I don't think I'd ever see DaBaby live, personally, going to his concert. But let me know your thoughts on this album, if you even listened to it. Check out my channel for more rap videos, like and subscribe if you enjoyed. It's been DC, see ya.